Hello everyone, welcome to Sundays in the Garden. Today is the 8th of May, so happy Mother's Day to all of you to whom that applies. Figured we'd start by taking a look at the soil garden this week. As is kind of to be expected, none of the seeds are popping up just yet. I have started bringing out plant starts from the green room because my nursery has turned into a place of death and misery. There are so many of those little bugs just devouring everything. I figured, what the heck, I got a better chance being outside at this point, so. Got a few peppers in here: Kung Pao, Red Demon, Orange Fugo, Chocolate Beauty, Tangerine Dream, as well as a whole bunch of others. A couple of sweet heats. I think I got like 4 sweet heats in here actually. So we'll see how they do. I'm not counting any peppers before they're cropped, but I am hoping that they survive. The bushes that I sank a few days ago seem to be taking quite well. This red currant is doing very nicely. Here's a shot of that Borealis Haskap. I'd say this has definitely grown in the couple of days that it's been in the soil. Excellent to see that. I'm starting to see more and more little flower starts on here that could potentially represent future fruit. That's nice. Then this is the Polar Jewel Honeyberry, which is just looking fantastic. I'm really enjoying looking across the yard to see this growing here. Quite a few flowers on there. Gonna have to get some netting or something on here to protect it from the birds because I want these berries. But it is definitely nice to see them in the ground and doing well. Million and one of those little tree starts coming up in this back garden area, so they're all gonna have to be clipped down. Then I've got all of these shoots coming off of this 3-layer stump thing here. Gonna have to trim them down, maybe use that for a container of some kind. We'll see. The onion patch back here, looking very oniony indeed. Still needs to be weeded out, but all things in time. Still have to put the goji berries into the soil. I think I'm going to leave this black lace elderberry in the bucket for now, possibly find a larger container for it. We're just going to let it sit here and kind of work around the area. I'm thinking about putting in wildflower mix here, just to kind of attract the bees to this part of the yard and maybe get some better pollination going on. This was clearly a garden at one point in time, so a little time with the claw, bring that all up. It'll look beautiful. Maybe by next week, we'll see. Here's one of the random flowers popping up in the yard. Gonna want to dig that up, I think, and a few of the ones that are beside and around it. Find nicer homes for them so they don't get mowed over all the time. And along this back area here, in front of the long shed, I found all my square containers from previous years of planting. Thinking about maybe just lining up peppers along the front there. I don't know. Am I addicted to container gardening? Codependent? Container dependent. But we'll see, because like I said, the green room has become a place of death and misery, so whether it's too soon or not, I'm bringing out as many of the plants that look like they might make it as possible. Then otherwise it's just a matter of I've got to do a whole bunch more seed planting up there, get some more tomatoes going, and kind of looking forward to doing some of this strange yard gardening, soil gardening, in-ground gardening stuff. Definitely looking into the Three Sisters method of gardening, which I guess, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong on this, I plant the corn out first, and then when the corn is like 5 inches tall, I plant out my beans. And now the picture I was looking at earlier says pole beans. I don't know, my little package doesn't say if they're pole beans or bush beans. I'm figuring with my luck they're probably bush beans, but I'm going to plant them out anyway when the corn is like 5 inches tall. And then a little while after that I'm supposed to plant out the squash. And I've got a wonderful variety of squash plants, so that should be interesting. Got some fairy tale pumpkins that I recently received in the mail, so that's kind of cool. They're a very cool looking pumpkin. Let's go and take a look at the aquaponics and maybe a quick look at the fairy garden up front before we wrap this up. All right. So in the shop here, we've got my little aquaponics set up as it sits for now. Fair bit of green in there. Some wheatgrass I've started sprouting. This is probably about a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks old by now. Not going as fast as I'd like. Here we have some black sunflower seeds that I'm also sprouting. I put these out on the 3rd of May, I believe. The cup is labeled somewhere. May 3rd. And they're starting to sprout. So that's good. That's good. Get the water a little bit warmer. Things will probably be going pretty well. There's goes my drain going. Got a little pea here. It's doing okay. A bunch of little radishes. I mentioned in one of my earlier videos how I sprinkled a bunch of radish seeds in there. So that's that. And kale everywhere. My sage is definitely... This one's not doing well. Don't imagine this is going to be here by next week. But we shall see. We shall see. Water's still a little murky in the tank, but can clearly see to the bottom and fuzzy see the fish. So that's a definite improvement over weeks gone by. The train going by in the background there, but here's a look at Chuck's fairy garden. We've got tulips sticking their heads up. Not quite opening yet, but they are definitely making themselves known. So that's excellent. There's the one apple tree. Doing alright, but I should probably top it. But it's definitely alive and well. There's that other apple tree not quite doing as well, but the crab apple behind it is loving life. Still got a little work I want to do on this. Got to take out that one trunk there that's kind of going up and through the middle. It's going to have to go. But the rest of the tree is looking pretty darn good. And I guess that's where I'm going to wrap it up today on this super quick little visit around the gardens. Not a lot has changed. Hopefully by next week I'll have a lot more to show you. The weather should be warming up. I should be getting more plants outside. And yeah, I'm going to be planting out those square containers and putting them along the long shed there. So that should be a nice little row of peppers when that comes around to it. Alright everybody, as always, thank you so much for joining me here today. And I'll see you sometime in the week with another completely random update. Otherwise, I will see you on Sunday. Have a great weekend, everybody.